Today I want us to do our first video over a method that we use in order to solve all of our equations in physics. We're going to talk about the guess method really quickly. If you think about it, guess has 5 letters, G, U, E, S, S. We're going to talk about the given, the unknown, the equation, the substitution, and of course, how to solve your problems. And I'm going to use the problem on the board as one of our examples. So, first things first, we want to be able to identify your given information. So anything that's given, it's always going to be your first step. As you're reading, I want you to always pause when you see either a number with a unit, or if you come to a word like rest, or the object stopped. Because in physics, we'll learn that that's going to tell us, do we use a 0, or is my number positive or negative? So the example problem we have says, Mark ran for 300 seconds at a pace of 13 meters per second. How far did Mark run? Well, if we look at it, we're going to do given information. So what did the problem tell me? Mark ran for, I've come to a number, and it's 300 seconds. In physics, anything that's measured in hours, minutes, or seconds is also going to be a measurement for time. So next to my letter G, I'm going to put T equals 300 seconds. Mark ran for 300 seconds at a pace of 13 meters per second. So there's another number. Create your equal sign, of course. 13 meters per second. Now, at this point of the year, meters per second can either be speed or velocity. Just in case you don't remember the difference, I am moving 13 meters per second. Do you know what direction I'm moving in? Looking at that problem, the answer is no. So if I don't see a word like north, south, east, or west, nothing that's giving me a direction, we know that 13 meters per second is going to be our speed. Mark ran for 300 seconds at a pace of 13 meters per second. How far did Mark run? Well, the G is the given. The U is going to be your unknown. What are you looking for? So what do we not know that they're trying to get us to figure out? If you think back to elementary school, usually there's a question. Who, what, when, where, why, or how? If I look at this problem, how far? I'm looking at far. So in physics, what tells you how far? The answer is going to be a distance. How do I know if it's distance or displacement? Well, distance just tells me I went a distance. I went 5 meters. You went 5 miles. But do I know what direction you went in? The answer is no. So it only tells us or asks us to figure out how far did Mark run, but not in what direction. So we know that's going to be your distance. And I normally put a question mark next to it just so we're aware of this is our unknown, and it reminds you this is what you are looking for. Given, unknown, the letter E is going to be for equation. I have time, I've been given speed, and I'm also looking for distance. The best equation I can choose is one that includes most of my variables, if not all of them, and it has to include your unknown as well. So we're going to use one of our small equations we learned, speed equals distance divided by time. I have time, they gave us speed, and of course you're looking for distance. Given, unknown, equation. You've got to ask yourself for this next step. We need to substitute. Another way to say substitute or substitution is you need to figure out, is everything in the right unit? Do we have meters and do we have seconds? If I took a look at my given information, my time is measured in seconds. It's already been converted for me. If I take a look at speed, my speed is 13 meters per second. It's already been converted for me as well. But if I look at my equation, this says S equals. Are we looking for speed? No, it's a part of our given. So we're going to rearrange this equation so that we can have an equation that says D equals. Now, a quick tip. If you ever get confused as to where your variables are going to go, keep in mind, if I am looking for distance, it means that everybody else on that side of the equal sign has to move. So t needs to move. Here's my original equation. Speed equals distance divided by time. In order to move time, right here, between distance and time, they're dividing. So what's the opposite of dividing? We're going to multiply. And whatever I do on one side, I have to remember to do on the opposite side as well. If you take a look, we have a time on the top and a time on the bottom. What happens here? They're going to cancel out. And I'm left with my new equation. T times S equals D. Now, does this match up with my unknown? Yes. Given, unknown, equation, substitute. We've moved some things around. Now you're ready to solve. When we solve our equation, we're going to use what we found earlier. So let's plug in the number that's represented by the variable. For t, we had 300 seconds. For speed, we had 13 meters per second. Keep in mind, let's look at your units real quick. Seconds is time, meters per second will be speed. We have an S on the top and an S on the bottom. So what's going to happen there? These two are going to cancel out. I know that I'm on the right track because, as we said earlier, distance is measured in meters. To solve this problem, we're simply going to multiply 300 times 13 meters per second, which will give us a distance of 3,900 meters. The guess method is one of those things that you can use for any type of problem in any class. The goal is for you to be able to read a large equation and to pull out only the information that you need. One of the key places that we always do this is in our given. There are times when you may list 5 to 6 numbers or variables in your given information. Just because you list it, remember, it doesn't mean you're going to use it. So, in this video, we talked about the guess method. You learned that the guess method has 5 steps. The given, unknown, equation, substitute, and solve. We've also learned to pay attention to our units to make sure everything is going to work out in the end. If you need more help, check out the PowerPoint. There's a link on the last slide for you as well. Or, as always, you can email me. I'll see you guys in class soon. Bye.